Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. I know it's Saturday. I wanted to get a video out today because I have been looking at this all week. I'm going to be doing the next 6 stages, stages 51 to 56, and a fan home release, and build the Nissan Skyline. Now, I've already had a quick look through some of these magazines. It looks like we're doing a lot of the dashboard here. And I'll be honest with you, some of the stages are really quick. So I am going to be bundling some of these stages together. Obviously, I bought up what we've been working on before, which was the floor pan, looking just like this here. Now, if you do want to get this for yourself, you will have to check if it's available in your territory. I have put a link in the video description. And there's also that QR code on the screen. And if you want any other link to my Amazon store, to my merchandise, anything you want for any build I'm doing, you can follow that link tree there, and that will take you to all of the links there. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So as I said, I already know I'm going to be bundling some of these up because this is stage 51 here. Here's the magazine. Loads of stuff in these magazines. But as you can see, we're going to be doing the center console, and there's not much to do. Look, we're going to be putting the gear stick into the little lever thing. I don't know what they call it. I'm sure that's got a name. And we're just going to be putting this into the center console. That's all we're going to do in stage 51. So let me put that aside and see if we're going to be doing anything more. Well, we're obviously going to be doing more in stage 52. But if it's going to pad these stages out a little bit. We have got the dashboard, and that's it, and some screws. It looks like, God, look at all of these here. We're going to be removing the battery terminal, I'm guessing. It says remove the terminal of the battery, yep. So we're actually going to be putting the battery terminal into the car just like that there. So, shall I put those? I think we'll just do those 2 stages together first. So here you go. Here's stage 51 here. Not a lot in here. Look, it's just this in this little pack. So these are going to be quick stages. Get this out. So it's the gear shift dust cover. That's what they're calling this. And we do have the gear lever here. Now it has got the numbers on. I am going to make sure I've got my magnifying glasses on here because I can't see a thing. Just to make sure I'm putting this in the right way, we do want the numbers to be facing the right way. It's going to go in here. As a matter of fact, it has got a D-shaped pattern, so it can only go in one way. And there we go. That's the gear lever in place. Now on the handbrake dust cover, which looks like this, we're going to be putting the handbrake, which is this one here. And I'm guessing it has got a D-shaped pattern. It has, so that was easy enough as well. Let's get that in here. That's the handbrake done. Bring over the central console that we worked on in the last part. And I'm going to be pushing the handbrake just in here like this. Excellent. So that's the handbrake in. And with these 2 parts, we're not doing anything with. That was the end of that stage. Let me just put that to one side. Get out the battery compartment and dashboard. So first off, I'm just going to open this to get the dashboard out and the screws. And then I went to all my electrics and I've detached the battery box, which looks like this. So bringing over the floor pan that we worked on, the battery box is going to be going into this area here. You can see it on the top camera. But the lead is going to go through that hole there, so it's coming out the bottom, and then this is going to be enabled to sit flat in there just like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to hold that in with these AP screws. So turn this over. Need 4 of these. I think I might be able to get away with using my PH1 screwdriver. When I can use my PH1 screwdriver, I would prefer to use that. You just get a lot more torque and it's a lot easier to get these screws in. But not a lot of builds have big enough screws for a PH1. That's why you have to use a PH0. All of these screwdrivers, just so you know, are Wera screwdrivers. They are available in my Amazon store. And that's the last one just going in there. Now at the moment, they do want this lead just going off, I guess, in this direction. I don't want this lead to be pinched at all, so I've just got a bit of masking tape here that I am just going to lie this flat in there, and that's just going to ensure that I don't actually pull that lead and break the terminals here, but that's all there is to do in those 2 stages. So let's have a look at stage 53. Here's the magazine, looking like this. And we have got the dashboard. So we've got some parts now to put into the dashboard, including the dials. Funny this, because we did this on the 1.6 scale Mustang yesterday. So just the luck of the draw is very coincidental that we're actually doing this. So we're going to be putting these just into the dashboard here. There doesn't seem to be that much to do, but I think I'm going to keep it at one stage because we are going to be detaching some of these wires here. So I'm going to have to find that. Once we've done that, we're going to be putting these into the dashboard as well. So let's do this. So here is stage 53. So first thing I'm going to do is take the central display housing, and I've got the central display just here. It's got some details on it. It's just going to go into the holes here. So it's a case of just pushing that in. Excellent. Then this is going to be the first thing that we're going to be putting in the dashboard here. So it's actually just going to go in this section there. Fits quite flush in there. And it's held in with AP screws from the other side. Now I already know that these AP screws do work for PH1 because we just used them in the last stage. So get them lined up and put these screws in. 2 screws this time. I then got the fascia for the gauges here, and that looks just like that. That's just going to go into this section just here. You can only put it in one way because you've got a large lug and a small lug. So get them lined up and push them in. That's how that's going to look. And once again, AP screws. From the other side, I say screws, this time it's only taking the one screw just in this side here. Then I'm going to be putting the dials in here. So we've got 3 of these, which are loose. So the one that's got a 4.5 on will be going in there. Like that. They sit over the top. I've got this one that goes in the middle. This has got numbers, very tiny numbers. But this one, the numbers are, I think it's number 13 at the top. So this means this one goes in the end just here. Now they do take some pushing to get them to sit flat in there. But they're all in place just like that. And the last thing to do is we've got the dials there for the instrument panel. They go in from the other side here. So they're going to go over these points. So that's how that's looking. And now I need to take some leads out. So I need the leads that are labelled U and P. So they were fun to get. So this is cable P. And this is what this looks like. I'm going to be putting this over this section just here. It's going to go on just like that there. Now it's held in with AP screws. Got them here. Let's do that. One in that side. And one just here. That's good. And then finally, this cable, cable U, is just going to go behind these ones here. Just like that. And again, it's these AP screws. So one there. Just turn the heater off in the workshop because it does get cold in here in the winter now. So this is the first time we're actually starting to assemble that big nest of cables together. But we've got 2 bits of illumination in. That's all there is to do in that stage. So stage 54. Here's the magazine. Looking like this. And we've got the dashboard, some more parts of the dashboard. We are going to be detaching one cable here, B, which is a switch, and we're just putting the switch in. That's all we're doing, so I am going to bundle this up with stage 55. And by the look of it, there ain't much to do in stage 55. Let's have a look. This is the magazine. Okay, stage 55. Again, we've got some parts here for the dashboard, which we're going to be attaching together and doing that. So I am going to do the last 3 stages together. Why not? Stage 56. Here's the magazine. All to do with the dashboard. And as you see, I've only got a few little bits here to put in. Get this in here. So by the end, that's how that's looking. So stage 54 first. Get this open. And I'm just going to pull out cable B. I need that one now. Now, as I mentioned, cable B is a switch looking like that. Now, I don't need this. I can put that to one side. I am going to need these. What are these? These are OP screws. I'm going to be bringing over the floor pan here, and as you can see, the switch is actually just going to go into this point just here. Now, I want to have it in this way so that the blank terminals here are nearest to this rectangular section just there. And I'm going to be holding those in with this screw, or these screws, should I say. And I need 2 of these. Perfect. Just check that operates. You see it's right next to the battery box. That's going to be perfect. Put that to one side because we're moving on to the next stage. So stage 55 has all of these parts here. And we're going to be making the glove box first. Again, it's a mirror of what we did yesterday with the Mustang. So that means I need these 2 parts here. So basically 2 lugs just going into this position here. Push them in. And then that's going to make a glove box pretty quickly. Bring over this part that we didn't use in the last stage. And I'm just going to be putting the glove box just into that cradle just there on both sides. And that's what it looks like from this side. And then to lock that into place, I'll just get it back there. We do have this bracket here, which is going to go over the top. Going to fit over the top of these sections just here, and it's going to hold those little hinges into place. And that's held in with AP screws. So just get these in. So now that glove box is in place and it can't come out. So it's going to be opening and closing like that. I do find it funny that the next thing we're going to be doing doesn't really exist anymore, but we're going to be doing ashtrays. So I've got the front for the ashtray here. That's just going to sit into the indent just here. So now that's looking like that from this side. All I have to do then is just take the back of the ashtray and just drop that. Oh, it's just moved over the 2 lugs that I've just got there. And again, AP screws to screw that in. And when that's in, that should look like that. So that's the end of that stage. Just bring over the final parts of this pack, which is stage 56. And I'm going to be doing the multimedia center housing now. That's what this is called. So I've got these 2 parts here, which I'm going to be piecing together. This, probably best on top cameras, just going on top here like that. And that's held in with KP screws. I do have to use my smaller screwdriver this time. And get 1 in that side. And 1 in the other side. And I've got this multimedia panel, which, let's have a look at this. It looks like it's got all sorts of things on it, although it's very indiscriminate, so you can't actually see what's on there. It just looks busy. Okay, so it goes in that way. And that sits in like that. Then I've got a reflector, this one here, which is going to go behind it. Once again, that's held in with KP screws again. And by the look of it, I am going to be putting this in to the dashboard. But because it has got a hole in here, it looks like we've got some illumination for that as well. Don't know if we have to get that in this one. Let's check. But that's the reflector in place. Bring over the dashboard and you can see this is actually just going to go in here. So just going to line this up. You sort of have to slide it in from the bottom there. I don't know if you saw that. Slide it in. So it goes in just like that. Because what you're looking for is it to be fitting flush on that side. So I'm going to hold that shut with my finger so that doesn't move. And I've got a bracket here which is going to keep that into place. And that just goes over these sections here, which is going to trap those hinges in place. And I've got some AP screws now to secure that in at each side. So 1 there and 1 on this side. And then finally, these 2 parts of the dashboard that we've created here I'm now going to be putting together. And they're just going to go in this way round, probably best on the top camera here, making sure I don't pinch any wires, just like this here. Excellent. It's going to be held in with AP screws again. So if I put this center one in first, that will hold all of that into place. And then I can make sure none of these cables are trapped when I put the rest of them in. So 1 this side and 1 the other side. And with that in place, and the media looking like that, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So just getting ahead of myself, let's figure this out. We are going to be having a center console going in here somewhere there. We haven't actually done that yet. I can't put any of that in yet by the look of it. And I'm guessing this is probably going to, we've got the actual pegs here, going to be going on this side into the positions just there. So it didn't look like a lot to do. There was a couple of fiddly bits there, I have to say, but that is how that's looking. I do like that multimedia section there. I like how it's got an ashtray as well, but looking pretty cool. Now, once again, if you want to get this for yourself, have put a link in the video description. There's also that QR code on the screen. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.